Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a daily psychic tarot reading for you, tuning into the day's energies, seeing what divine messages come through of guidance, validation, support. So you can enjoy your path, your unfolding path to being more yourself. All right, this is a general reading, tuning into general energies. If you would like a reading where I answer your specific questions, there's a link in the description box below. You are welcome to schedule an appointment with me. I just want to take some time out to let you know how much I appreciate all of you. I look forward to doing these readings. I've been doing them online for about a year now, and a little over a year. It has just been such an amazing time, and getting to know you through the comments and one-on-one reading space. And I'm really enjoying tuning into your energies and translating the messages for you. And it's a co-creative experience, and I just want to appreciate you. Thank you. So, all right. In the past, we've got the energy of the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. I'm getting this, whatever you were trying to manifest in the past, seeds that you were planting, they were planted in unfertile soil that was dead, that didn't have nutrients, or there was no water. I'm also seeing dry, so no water, no love. Very, it's not for a lack of planting of seeds. It feels like you planted a lot of seeds of desire, of prayers, of wanting, but the environment you were in was not conducive to growing those seeds. The people you were planting seeds with, that was not a proper fit for growing those seeds. They're beautiful seeds. They're beautiful intentions. It's just not the right place. It looks like you started mastering your emotions. I'm also getting a level of learning how, I get this feeling that you had not in the past mastered your masculine emotions, or didn't have permission. It feels like you kind of walled off aspects of your masculine energy, doing, taking action energy, because you had never been shown how a masculine can have their emotions, and so you didn't know how, when you're in your masculine energy, to deal with the intense emotions that come up, like failing at doing something, rejection. It feels like those were the big ones, failure and rejection pictures in your masculine energy. It feels like the people in your environment while growing up, the masculine energies were very volatile. Very volatile. Quick to anger. You're not allowed to see them accurately. You're not allowed to address them being in those rage states. It's like we all have to pretend that that they didn't just lose their shit. These energies are very confusing because it's like the masculine out of control in their emotions. Nobody in the environment is allowed to address that out of control behavior. And yet I feel like when this person gets back to themselves, more themselves, there's total dismissal. Maybe even don't even remember. I'm not accountable. It's your fault that I raged out. It's excuses, justifications. There's never an accounting for out of control masculine energy, like through rage. And it looks like this was very confusing because it looked like everybody was kind of okay allowing this type of behavior to go unchecked. It's in my energy right now, in my emotions, in my somatic body, it's creating a lot of instability, to say the least, fear, because you never know when this person is going to snap because they don't see that there's anything wrong with their behavior. They don't own it. It's your fault. So, I mean, that's what they're selling. And so it keeps, okay, so this is exhaustion from hypervigilance, constantly having to read the room, constantly, wanting to feel safe. This is someone who's supposed to provide you with safety, but instead the person closest to you, one of the closest people, feels very unstable. So it looks like your job growing up was to be, to take up as little space as possible, to not wake the beast. That's just a lot of eggshells. It feels like you're constantly walking around on eggshells because it went from 0 to 11 really fast. Boy, there's no adult in the room, is there? There's no one. Boy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you went through this, but I feel like there's this is coming up for a reason to be addressed. So let's take a look and see. In present energy, we've got the 9 of Wands in reverse. Okay, so this is that defensive, wounded warrior. What I feel like why we were talking about such difficult emotions in the past and visiting that is that you've done so much healing, trauma work, that you are letting your defenses down. You are the adult in the room. That same stuff that happened in your childhood would not happen around you now. It can't happen now because you've shifted the energy and the vibration. it looks like throughout your life you've created a safer and safer environment for yourself as you've healed. And you've created safer and safer environments for the people around you. You don't have to be defensive anymore, as defensive, because you've healed from the inside. You've brought the light inside you and around you. You're creating more and more stability for yourself. It does feel like you're coming out of this long period of a lot of your life has been trying to figure out where to plant your seeds, where, who, and what situations are best. And I'm getting, you've just such a beautiful trajectory of healing to remind yourself how far you've come. You're no longer, you're no longer investing your time, your energy, even just entertaining, trying to work with people who never intended to work with you. Not at the levels, not for what you're asking for. Feels like they kept you stringing you along, promises of change. So it feels like this, it feels like people have kept you waiting, or you chose to believe them, and so you kept waiting and waiting for them to change, for you to receive what you want, what you need in connections, what you're asking for in connections. It feels like they made you feel like you're too much, or something's really wrong with you. Inferior. They made you feel inferior. It feels like you are letting go of beliefs in present time. Anything that made you feel less than, inferior to others. Do you have beliefs where you are inferior to men, inferior to generations before you, older generations? Only you know where you've got some kind of like, you shift your energy to be less than, to make that person feel more lifted, even if they're a stranger. Instead of, hi, I'm meeting you, we're equals, we're both human beings. I see us as equal. Feels like you've cleared a lot of those beliefs about so your confidence is raised. That's what that is. And that looks really good. Not doing it from I'm an equal, because that's not equality. That's coming from ego and insecurity. But it's just a knowing and a practicing that we're equal. And if they don't see it that way, that's okay. I'll go along my way and find others that can. I'm not going to try to convince anyone. That also feels like a practice that you've let go of. Convincing others of your importance, of your right to have your own space, of your value. Yeah, it feels like you're in present time, you're no longer trying to figure out what. I'm confused. You're making decisions about your life, what you want, who you want, what type of experiences. If you feel like you're in a topsy-turvy world or an in-between place, that's coming through. That might be just for some of you. I feel like you're waiting. You know the importance of planting your seeds of desire and working with people who want to work with you equally. And right now I feel like you're waiting. There's some realization that we're kind of in an in-between place. The timing is not right. But it feels like you're getting ready to get ready. Isn't that what Abraham Hicks says? Getting ready to get ready. It feels like a confidence building. It feels like you might be sensing energetically more and more that the planting time is coming, and so you're keeping your vibration high until that time comes. I feel like if anybody approached you right now romantically, that there's this doubt. Like you want that, whoever this message is for. You want someone to come towards you with a love offer. But if they did show up, you would just be like, I don't believe you. I don't. There's something. So that feels like split energy. If that resonates, like when a loving opportunity shows up, it feels like you're really defensive. Quick to pick apart how it won't work, which is absolutely fine. As long as that's not a chronic habit and you do want love. There's some kind of what is going on there? Let's see if we can get some clarification on that. That's interesting. Ooh, okay, so it looks like you're projecting all of your, okay. Yeah, you're putting a lot on anybody who comes forward as even a possibility of a flutter in the heart space. And it feels like there's an old habit of expectation. Will this person, I feel like you have such a very solid idea of how you want people to show up. Very rigid. And so it's almost like you're casting the role of your love interest, and they've got to fit how you have even, like, your future before you're even there, before you're even getting to know them. It's like it doesn't feel like you're really enjoying the process of getting to know someone. And just enjoying their company and their energy. It feels like a lot of expectation. And then maybe some insecurities popping up. And this is ending this way of kind of putting people up on a pedestal, feeling inferior, a lot of expectation on people. Like it instantly feels like you've written the storyline of who this person is to you, and you're just getting to know them, and they can feel that storyline of expectation of who you are to them. And there's just this giant wall of expectation. Well, this is who you are. I know this. You might be tuning into a timeline where that is true, but there's infinite other timelines of possibility too. It's putting incredible strain on connections, this expectation of who they need to show up for, how they need to show up, how they need to show up as. It feels like, this is what was done to you growing up. There's an expectation that you fit the mold, that you toe the line, that you follow the traditional patterns of manipulation, of ignoring things, of wanting what that system, that family system, the religion, the society, that you need to. There's a very limited definition of what success is and what's allowed. There's all this expectation of who you needed to grow up to become as a child, how you were to behave. And so what's coming up is this other aspect where you have maybe unconsciously taken that aspect on, and you project this expectation onto your, at least the romantic. It's coming out with romantic love interests, maybe those you love. There's expectations, ties. It ties you tie them. I need you to show up like this, instead of you have freedom to show up however you want, and I want the freedom to show up and to become who I'm becoming. Ooh, that's powerful. All right, in the center of your reading is the strength card. You've got the strength to do this. You've got the inner strength. What you have gone through in your life, the difficulties. I don't feel that very many people know or appreciate how painful your life journey has been. It looks like you had intentions to come into a really dark place, to be a systems buster, to rebel, to shift that energy, shift that pain and fear and control into something beautiful, transmute it within yourself, and create the world that you would prefer for yourself. Looks like you really like coming into lifetimes and having huge, expansive changes or the opportunity to change and expand. Yeah, you might have a little bit, there's adrenaline junkies. This might be a spiritual junkie. You really like the expansion. Coming from a dark, dense place and ending in a lot of brightness. Okay, there's your ability to transmute the darkness and create light. So, oh my gosh. Okay, so much information coming in. Let's see. Slow it down. You realize now that that Seven of Pentacles came up twice. You realize that where you plant your seeds first is within you, not others. Your job in romantic connections is not to unburden others first and chronically. Your job as a soul, loose definition job, is first planting seeds within yourself. Not living for others, not existing for others, but to put that same amount of energy and focus and attention and love and nurturing that you've put into others, you're putting that into yourself. Or there's an invitation to do that if you haven't been. That you have this inner strength more than what you're acknowledging or validating. This is a time to really validate your inner strength. That what you have gone through in your life has made you incredibly strong, resilient. So what are you going to do with this inner strength that you have? It feels like one, teach others by your example. I don't think you can avoid that because quantumly, as I'm looking at it, just kind of like the spark. You turned on a spark, a light inside yourself. And just walking through your day, it's going to have an effect, a ripple effect. You don't have to actively do anything. Now, we can release expectations on what your light does for others, because that's none of your business. Some people see your light, feel it, experience it, and are drawn to it and like, what is this? Or I know what this is. I recognize. And others are going to be repelled by it. They're not, it's not their time. Your type of journey is not their type of journey. And that's okay. And everything in between. Those feel like, yeah. But this inner strength you have, it's holding space for change, holding space for transformation. That Scorpio energy. Yeah. You're no longer dealing with that Five of Swords energy. Nobody wins. It's power dynamics. That inferior, someone is above me and someone's below. So my ego wants me to be then above others. Nobody wins. at that. Yeah, it feels like you've shifted into another space where you're like, I don't even, if I look like the loser, that's okay. It's 5 of Swords. I'll take the L, because nobody wins when you play in the 5 of Swords energy. If there is a win, it's temporary. It's relief. It's not a real victory. It's relief from the feeling of insecurity, the feeling of loss or failure. It's just a temporary stopgap. It's not a fully healed energy. So you have to keep playing in the 5 of Swords energy and keep winning and keep putting others down to lift yourself up, to get that temporary relief. Boy. Okay, so it looks like you might be right now having a lot of internal, like getting rid of internal self-doubt, where you're being mean to yourself, where you're bullying yourself, where you don't feel enough, where you compare yourself to others and put yourself down, where you're feeling envious and jealous. I notice when I see someone and I'm like, oh, I wish I could do that. I'm like, wait a minute. I could feel jealous and not enough, or I could be inspired and get excited about learning a new skill, or appreciating that someone has this amazing talent and skill that has inspired you to want that for yourself, to express that in yourself. All right, and then it looks like you're letting go of, this is interesting, it's kind of like crown chakra and base chakra, your first chakra. It feels like you're clearing a lot of energies around bullying, feeling less than, and also abandonment, orphaning, feeling orphaned. Some of you might have separated from your family of origin because this was such a toxic environment. Some of your family members, or a lot. And so what's coming up is that abandonment and feeling orphaned. It feels like you have protected yourself in a very healthy way. I'd rather orphan myself than from my family because they are so toxic. It is easier for me to deal with the feelings of abandonment that I've created by separating myself and orphaning myself than dealing with people who are chronically have exhibited a lack of care, a lack of love, a lack of honesty, a lack of growth, a lack of nurturing, a lack of care for your well-being, who have gaslit you, who have never taken responsibility and accountability for their actions, who blame you. It feels like you tried your best to make these relationships work. And so it feels like a lot of you have separated, made a very difficult decision to separate yourself from people who aren't for your highest and greatest good. And you have the strength to do this. You have an inner strength. You are now planting seeds of growth within you for your soul's growth. Your challenge right now is the Ace of Cups. Opening that heart space. What is it that we need to know about that? Your challenge is to okay, this might just be for some of you. Your challenge is, I feel like when someone shows interest in you, I feel like you're more comfortable having a crush or liking someone who is impossible, or it feels impossible to have that love reciprocated. Distance, impossible, because that would be safe. So that's an avoidant attachment style. And it feels like when someone shows interest in you, then you're like, you don't really, what's wrong with this person? What's wrong with this person that they would be interested in me? There's something like that that makes them sus. So instead of, well, of course they're interested in you. You have lovely energy, beautiful energy. Instead, it's like if someone were to pursue you and ask you out and be interested, then it's like, so there's a little, that's your challenge right now. There's some contradiction here, like a real desire for someone, and at the same time, fear. Yeah, it feels like this is just a process. This is a process, and it's a part of the greater picture of this reading of, making these shifts within yourself. So, all right, I hope that was helpful. If this resonated, consider liking this video and subscribing. Also, if you're still watching and interested, this week I've got the Thursday drop-in class, and so psychic tools. And then Tuesday, the 11th, starting a 4-week course where we look at the expanded 12 chakra system. This is really going to help you feel more grounded, purposeful, capable. Not just the 12 chakras, the 5 extended chakras will we look at, but also a lot of psychic tools like holding space. I forget, there's so many psychic tools that we'll be going through. Manifesting. And it ends right before the Lionsgate portal. And so the last class will be manifesting. Psychically clearing whatever obstacles to what we want and blocks. And using the energy of that Lionsgate portal at the end of that course. So, the link's in the description box below for both the drop-in class, and that's on Thursdays, every Thursday, drop-in class for psychic tools, and then the 12 chakra alignment course is a 4-week course. You can buy a monthly pass, a subscription, and then you can drop into any and all of the classes or courses. And if you cannot make them, if you can't go to them, if it messes up with your schedule, doesn't line up, they're recorded and you'll have access to the recordings. So I believe that's 8 classes and courses in July. And so the value is amazing. So, and I'm hoping to add more classes and courses. So the value is going to grow and grow and grow. So, all right. Hope to see you in the classes and courses. Thank you so much for joining me here. Take care. Bye.